Hello and welcome to Roots Garage.
I know.
For the first time ever. And you're joining us here today in front of a row of garages because Stuart has bought something.
I bought something.
And from what I've been told, it's not great.
It's fine, it's a good car. We don't have much of a budget.
Yeah.
We still have the money. We haven't
we still
sold
have
that
the money.
yet. So the budget is very little to nil, but I've got something that'll be fun.
So now it's my turn to get a surprise. You have not told me much about this car, mate.
No, it was cheap.
It was cheap.
Very cheap.
That's all you've kind
Very,
of told
very
me.
cheap.
So going off the size of the garage, I'm assuming it's another small hatchback.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. So the problem is we still have the money. We've not sold it. We've actually listed it yet. So the budget we have is very, very limited.
Okay.
So I've done good.
Yeah, I was surprised when you told me you'd already bought something.
I've done good.
So. Okay,
We've got a car.
we have a car. Stuart, open the door.
Okay. Are you praying? This was cheap.
That's what I'm worried about.
It was very cheap. But it's very cool. Oh, we need a door.
Jesus.
Person needs a door.
Oh, Jesus.
Look what we've got. A Clio with no headlights.
And a
There we
broken
go.
door.
A Clio.
Stuart, that is indeed a Clio, but how much of a Clio is there?
Shells.
It's a shell.
It's missing headlights.
And
A few bits. An engine. My gearbox.
Stuart, this is not a car.
Oh, it is.
This is a
technically.
soap box.
And it's missing most of the interior.
It doesn't have a steering wheel.
Well, it might be in there. I don't know. I've not actually looked through this, so there might be
Jesus.
more. It was cheap. Trust me.
How much,
Mental race cars.
how much did you pay for this?
Not much.
Okay.
400.
But, oh, Jesus.
It's got a roll cage.
Cool. Cool. It's got a roll cage.
Yeah. We're building a track car. We're building a track car. I like track cars.
Stuart, how much of a project is this?
It's a project.
It's a...
Oh, it's definitely a project. It's 100% a project.
Stuart, I can see the ground.
Yeah. It's not a complete car.
Complete.
I didn't have much of a budget. What
Sure,
would you
it's
have
not
bought
half
with
a
nothing?
car.
And what would you have bought
I
with
would've-
nothing?
Fair enough. How long's this window been down?
Oh, I probably don't know, a while. The only issue we've got, there's one issue. We need to buy another Clio,
One's bad enough.
but we need another one.
Why?
Because this is actually a really, really nice shell. And
Okay.
it's a good car. It just needs something that's rotten, which shouldn't be too hard because it's French.
It does have a roll cage.
And it does have a roll cage.
Half a cage, but
But
that's
we,
pretty cool.
we need something that's been crashed or rotten or something just to get its running gear.
Okay.
Because the actual shell is sound. There's no damage of any kind, and it's a complete shell. Cage.
Yeah.
A roll cage.
Yeah, and miscellaneous interior bits.
I've been assured it's 80% complete. 20% is engine, gearbox,
Is missing the important
exhaust,
stuff.
wheels, parts of suspension, some brakes.
But you have a key.
There's a key.
You have a key. That's. Yep.
It has been used as a track day car.
Don't know why I'm turning the ignition. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Stuart. That's
It's solid.
Okay.
Content.
I'll bear.
Think of
I
the
will.
content.
I will bear with you on this one. Um,
And I think there's other Clio bits in here. There's like some stuff up there. Don't know if
Okay.
that's Clio related, but I would think it would be.
how are we getting out of here?
Well, we have 2 wheels,
2.
maybe 3. I don't know. Think of the positives. It's a Clio.
That definitely has a Clio.
And the collection.
Okay.
They'll
So-
soon be scrap.
We have 2 wheels without tyres
Yes.
and 1 wheel with a tyre.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe another wheel with a tyre. But we definitely have 2 wheels.
So the Clio's tripoding.
Yes.
Tripoding onto the trailer. Okay.
We'll drag it onto the trailer any way we can. We'll get wheels.
Yeah. When we buy another Clio.
Yes. You just need to see the good bits about this. There is some good bits.
Plan is to pull it out of there onto this on 3 wheels, 2 that don't even have tyres.
You crank, I'll push.
Crank that all on the floor. Tell me when.
Go!
Nope.
Pick it up.
Nah, it's just doing the same hang.
Ah, it's on the ramp this side.
Aye, but the ramps are under the trailer.
Ah, we can fix that though.
Eh?
We can fix that, just keep going in it.
Just keep going.
Aye.
Okay.
Stop.
Do you want to do that? I'll push. You've got the strap.
You need to put the handbrake off.
Okay.
So I'm just pulling it on a bit, putting the handbrake on, then moving the trailer again. Right.
Right.
Right, stop. You need to steer the car that way.
How?
Just push the wheel, it'll turn. I've already turned the actual wheels.
Right.
Just give me a twist, it'll move.
I can't even get out.
Right, so that's. There you go.
That look. Handbrake off.
Yeah.
Right. She's on. Well, wasn't pretty, but it's on the trailer.
That's Renault.
Stuart's collecting parts. Just saying, it wasn't very pretty, but she's on the trailer.
It's on. If it's on, it's gone.
If it's on,
Look at that.
gone. Oh, Jesus, watch your head. First proper look at this.
Don't look in there.
Then you look in where? Oh, God.
It's athletics, it's fine.
Aye, because that's always
French cars are known for their amazing athletics.
But aye, just look at this thing. Stuart, I think I'm maybe starting to see the vision.
Ooh. Well, let's get this thing strapped up and we'll see you back at the unit.
Agreed.
Hope it doesn't fall off.
Hopefully.
Cue the car.
Well, we've made it back to the yard. So we're going to give this thing a quick wash before putting it inside because, as you've seen, she's a bit dusty. Ah!
Hey, my car.
You got the Ranger.
My car's going to get in a minute too.
Yeah.
I hate when it loses pressure.
Continuing on with the boring cleaning stuff, we're just going to get all these interior trims cleaned up before we put them in the car.
We are going to try and get the back panels and that back in the car.
It'd be
So
nice.
what I'm going to do is just chop out the seat belts of the rear seats. They're never going back into the cage there. So we'll chop that out and actually see if we can fit these panels as well. It'd be nice to have as much of it fitted as we can. So yeah, we'll crack on with that, and if we find anything interesting, which I doubt, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see what we've got.
So we'll probably enjoy this time lapse that we're
Or some
about to do.
funky music.
Funky.
Look at that. Do you know, I've never cut a seatbelt, I've always wanted to.
Oh, here you go. Here's your chance.
Yeah.
Do it one shot.
Thrilling as I thought. That's actually quite good.
Can I cut one?
Yeah.
Yes.
No!
It's mine. I enjoyed it too much.
Cut a lot easier than I thought. It's quite scary.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I thought they'd be quite hard to cut. Like butter.
Wow. That's quite scary. But also
That's a sharp blade, you know.
Also good because you know you get those seatbelt cutters, and it means people aren't going to struggle to cut their seatbelt if they have to.
Do you know what else we need to do?
What's that?
Hook up power to these and set them off.
Bangs happen. Yeah. Do they not just go off when they feel a shock, or do they need power?
The take powers are... No, they just broke.
Oh.
No, it just broke.
Just broke.
No.
Oh.
Other way.
That'll do. She's back in.
That way we want it?
Yes. Well, she's back in. Looking a bit cleaner.
I walked through there.
Still empty, Stuart.
Yeah, not for long.
At this point, it was time to get the car jacked up, and this is probably where this little Clio's going to sit until she's running again. That is the Clio in place, hopefully, for the next few weeks anyway.
Until it moves. Well,
until it drives out of here. It's sitting here. Hopefully. Maybe.
Depends what we do with our car. If we buy another car, we need to strip it.
Yeah, but we don't have to strip it there.
Strip it outside.
Strip it anywhere. There's no engine.
No, not yet. It will be soon, but it's clean.
Yeah, it's looking good actually. She cleaned up really nice.
Yeah, she does. She does need a polish.
Yeah.
Every car needs a polish.
But, yeah.
I actually don't know how old this car is.
Oh really?
No, Reggie. We didn't actually do our checks, but we did say we would.
Yeah.
Our 7 checks.
Yeah, we didn't do them. Or you didn't do them.
The person is definitely dodgy.
Good.
But
what's that?
I don't know. It's a spade connection on a bit of wire. Do as I say, not as I do. That's the rules we live with.
What do you think tonight, Stuart? We'll get it.
I'm going to get the wheels off.
Get the wheels off.
And then we can start getting a look at maybe some interior panels, just see exactly what we've got.
Yeah, and it saves them lying around
We'll quickly
everywhere.
spray the dash and that and clean it up and just give it a good wee wipe down inside because she's very empty.
Yeah, very, very empty.
So I think we'll quickly clean the door cards, clean the dash and maybe put some interior panels on it.
I love the grip tape on the floor.
Because race car.
Because race car. It's on the throttle pedal too.
Because race car.
So we've gave the inside super quick clean, hoover and stuff, and now we're going to start fitting some of these interior panels.
Hopefully.
So we have about most of the interior side panels on. Stuart's just trying to clearance this one for the roll cage to see how it would fit. These are all fitted loosely just as a bit of a mock fit to see how it all fits, but it's doing good. Think about this with carpet and hopefully standard seats in it.
And actually tidied up more. This is just getting done rough.
Oh, hopefully if we buy another car we'll get all new panels and stuff, so this is like the blueprint, I suppose.
definitely a tester.
Yeah.
This is not the final
Product.
final product, I know.
But I think you can see the idea. There'll also be headliner and stuff when we're done. I think the only panels we're not going to be able to fit are the trim pieces that go in here for that cover the seatbelt mechanism and everything.
I think so, yeah. I think we'll actually get 90% of the panels back in the car.
Yeah.
Which is
good
going. Considering we want a fast road car, I don't want a full-on track car.
No.
But if it doesn't work, we will go full-on track car. But yeah. No. If we physically can't get everything else in, then,
yeah.
You know, if we can't get the seat belts, I don't know where the seat belts actually mount. So if the actual seat belts are meant to mount where these are, then we're kind of screwed. Which means you need to run
bucket seats
and harnesses. It's not
Hopefully
the route we want to go down, but if that's the way it is, that's the way it is.
Yeah.
We'll still keep these panels and stuff in.
Yeah.
Get the speakers not hooked up, get a radio back in it.
For the tunes!
Yeah. So it's still, you can still daily drive it.
And then we can go up to Knockhill, blast it while listening to like Venga Boys or something.
Aye.
Stuart's got that fitting a bit better. So yeah, I think that gives you the kind of idea of what we're going for. Obviously, carpet as well, but that'll look quite good, I think, Stuart.
I think it'll look decent.
Yeah.
I think, like I said, these are just test panels. We're going to get, I think we're realistically going to get another car.
Yeah.
So we'll have another set of panels anyway that we can do this with.
Yeah.
And they're not exactly expensive panels to get from the scrappy, so if we've got to go through 5 or 6 sets to get it to look right, then we go through 5 or 6 sets to get it to look right.
Yeah. So Stuart's decided he wants to see some life out of the car and see what lights work on the back of the...
Let's go see what we've got.
Right. Okay, Stuart. Oh, the wipers are on. Right, brake lights. We have brake lights. We have side lights.
Number plate light?
Yes, we have a number plate light as well. Oh, we have one indicator.
Left?
Yeah, but the brake lights flash at the same time.
It's probably because there's no earths.
Aye, and we have a right indicator. Brake lights also flashing.
Yeah. How much else I can check?
No.
We don't have a gear stick to put it in reverse.
I know, but at least we're seeing a bit of life in the car.
It's got 135,000 miles on it.
Wow. That's alright. Wonder how many of those were on track though.
Well, 135,000.
Oh, squishers are working.
The headlight flashes are working, so, you know, well, there's only headlights.
That's impressive. I know what you mean,
No fuel.
No fuel.
Doesn't start.
Wonder why. So, because Stuart loves a list, we're filming the whiteboard.
We have a list of all the potential, the big parts we need, which is the big bits. So we have an engine, we have a gearbox, we have suspension.
Well, we need this stuff, we don't have it, we need it.
Yeah, we need it. There is suspension on the car, but it's pretty...
Yeah, it's pretty dodgy. Like.
I was going to say a bad word there. It's not good. We need wheels.
Yeah. Stuart, I think I can stop you there. Yeah. We just need another one. We need.
So that's what we're doing. So we are on the hunt for a Clio.
Yes.
So if anyone knows of a 172 Cup, 182 Cup, engines are the same, most parts are the same, let us know. Preferably rotten, crash damaged.
As long as it runs.
MOT failure. Yeah, we have the bare bones of a Clio, we just need the engine, gearbox, all this kind of stuff. Or if you have any of this stuff kicking about that you don't want or are getting rid of cheap,
Let us know.
Let us know. So back to the car, we have the shell. And that was 400 quid.
Okay, so we're £400 into this.
£400 in.
Ooh.
And some clothing materials so far.
And we need a lot of bits.
Yeah.
But once we get another car, we're winning.
Yeah.
You know, we're on our way.
Yeah.
So we're in Scotland.
and we have to get from here to here. So it's safe to say we had quite the journey ahead of us.
It is 25 to 2 in the morning and we are in England.
Yay! It's 8:10.
And we're in London.
London. 24 miles from our location. Remember we did a video that said the 7 rules for buying a used car? One of the rules was, if it feels dodgy, walk away.
Well, we've done the opposite and drove about 500 miles.
Yeah. This car was on one of the Clio for sale pages and the person was asking for advice. And I pinged them a message and said, are you selling the car? They have no online presence whatsoever. No Facebook pictures, no posts. I'm friends with him on Facebook, there's nothing. I have his WhatsApp number. There is no WhatsApp picture. It doesn't tell me when messages have been delivered or read. Very, very little information about this person.
We have literally been driving since midnight.
And
We are literally in London. And we have messaged them to tell them we were an hour away.
and then not read the message.
And we have had no response.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Have faith. I trust Ben. Ben seems sound. Too sound? Dodgy sound? Maybe, but sound. Have it faith. Ben will not shaft us.
Oh shit. The car was real.
Can you see what I see? Can you see what I see? I definitely see something on the trailer.
We actually got a car. Ben was
Ben and his dad were actually the nicest.
the nicest people.
Turned up, bacon, sausage, egg rolls.
I know.
2 of each.
So good.
Cups of tea, toilet break, chatting away.
There's a focus arrest.
Lovely, lovely people. Completely genuine.
Yeah.
Any misconceptions or worry we had, 100% put teas.
No,
Really nice
absolutely.
people.
And the car itself is perfect.
Exactly what you described.
It's exactly what we need.
Fired straight up. They've not
So-
moved it. You could tell the brakes had seized on, so it has been sitting like they said it had. It's not as if they've been out and tarted it up and made it look better than it is. Everything is exactly how you said it was.
Yeah. So anyway, we're heading off to our second stop of this trip, and
Aye, something else is expensive.
yeah, but we will have a look at what is very close behind us when we get there.
Yeah. Welcome, guys. Yeah.
After what, 15 hours of driving?
So, well, it's now 1 p.m. We left at midnight.
We've been going for 13 hours. Yeah. But this is our new Clio.
I know, look at this. It looks beautiful. Just stand right there, just hide that bit. Just stand there and we'll talk about all the good stuff. There's lots of good stuff. Yeah, that's perfect. That's how we actually stand looking at cars. Yeah? Look at our immaculate 172 Clio that we've purchased.
Yeah.
It's good to go.
Yeah.
This build's finished.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, the build is absolutely finished. There's nothing to see. Believe it or not, the boy owned this for a month before someone was texting and driving and crashed into it on his driveway. So insurance is paid out. He's bought a 182 this time, and we have now purchased a 172 with a Cat N record on it. Should really be a Cat S, because that's definitely a structural repair. The boot is crushed a bit. But yeah, lots and lots of goodies. The car's only got 87,000 miles. There's folders full of receipts. Team Dynamics wheels. We've got uprated pads and discs. We've got BC coilovers. We've got half cage. We've got bucket seats, side mounts, harnesses, rails. We have
There's not much in this car
the pure motorsport
that we didn't want to do anyway.
carbon shifter, the steering wheel, engine and box is perfect. There really are so many good bits in this car.
Yeah.
This would have cost us a couple of grand to buy all these bits. And the shell's immaculate. Apart from the obvious damage, the shell's actually in really, really good condition. Under the bonnet, if I can get it open, as I was saying, everything's good condition. We have strut brace induction kit, the hoses kit, all the bushes are poly bushed. We've got Powerflex anti-roll bar bushes, we've got control arm bushes. It's had everything done. So what do you think, Ray?
I like it.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
You happy Ben was real?
I'm really happy Ben was real.
Ben was real and really genuine.
Really, and they fed us and watered us.
I know.
And they didn't, like, that was just, yeah, really nice.
Hospitality
really nice
was
people.
amazing. So thank you very much, Ben and Dad.
If you're watching.
Well, you better be. Come back.
But yeah, so we're going to get this up the road. We're going to, well, first of all, we're going to go and have something nice to drink.
Yeah, we're in Cafe the Machine. This is our first trip here. The sun is out, the cars are out. It's actually some really nice cars here. And plod on with the next 6 hours of driving, because traffic has been horrendous so far. Took us nearly 3 hours to do an hour and a half worth of driving. So,
So
isn't it? It's going good.
Yeah.
I'm pretty tired, you're pretty tired. But we are very happy.
We're very
with our new
excited
build
as well.
This parts car is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. I'm mega excited for this build now.
We're having a little bit of problem with indicators on the way back up the road, but we've made it to Knutsford, which is just past the halfway mark, Stuart, isn't it?
Yeah.
How are you feeling, mate?
I'm alright. I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
I'm still alive. I'm definitely feeling it.
But the Clio's still here, and it looks sick.
Well, it took us almost 6 hours to get home, but eventually, after 1,000 miles, a 22-hour round trip, we got the Clio up the road safely, and now it is back in the shed and it is time to start the teardown.
But first, we have some business to attend to. So, I hope you can see this because it's quite far down. We have the original shell that we had in the first video, we paid £400 for.
Yep.
This car was how much?
£1,100.
Which is a bargain.
Yes.
But we have a few things to add on top of that.
Yeah, we have fuel.
Consumables, soft food and juice, because that is still a cost.
Yeah.
We had the Dartford crossing, toll fee as well, and then we stopped at Cafe Machine. That's about 300 quid worth of stuff. So I'd say we're about £1,400 in Dakar, which I think is good. So as it stands, we are £1,800 into this build.
That's not bad.
It's actually quite good considering what's done.
That taken care of, it was time to start stripping the Clio. While I focused on stripping the front end and getting ready to remove the engine, and Rory started stripping the rear so we can get a better look at the damage.
I have the back end off. We get a better look at the damage here. And it's yeah. This shouldn't be a Cat N, mate.
Is it really bad? Ooh. Ooh, it's also rotten.
That's a good sign. At least we're not using this shell.
No, we're definitely not using this shell, but that's not great. I think it's took that shock out though.
Yeah.
We need to see if that's leaking oil. Well, doesn't seem to be there. Looks bone's eye. We'd have a look at them and see what's going on, but
Yeah.
how's the boot floor?
It's a little bit out in places.
Oh, it's split it here.
Now that we've had a better look at the damage, let's see how Stuart's getting on up front.
So I've got front bumper off, I've got headlights off, I've got that part of the slam panel, bulky thing is off. Induction kit's about to come out, and then we can start looking at dropping the fluids, and then we'll get subframe off, suspension off, hubs off, shafts off, and then we'll be ready for lifting the engine.
And that's exactly what we done. We dropped the coolant, Stuart had a small issue,
I got wet.
disconnected the exhaust manifold, and dropped the subframe.
And that is where we found our first surprise modification.
As it turns out, this car has a modification we weren't aware about.
It's got Bluetooth gearbox mounts.
Yeah.
Because I've not touched that gearbox mount, and ooh.
Nice little surprise, wasn't it?
There's been quite a few surprises.
Regardless, the engine was now free, and we could remove it.
Can you remember when I lied to you and said, this will be out in no dramas?
Yeah, many times. You're like, this will be a bare shell tonight.
We're close now though. You knows it. I knows it. The car knows it.
The car doesn't know f*** all, it's dead now.
No, the car's like,
We're taking its heart out.
it's like the final scene of the Terminator when it goes. This is it at that last stage. Don't. Right, doing it that. And, oh, Jesus Christ.
Sorry, that went quicker than I thought it was.
Yep. Wait. Stop.
I have stopped. Good catch, though, eh?
No.
Yeah. Stopped it before the sump hit the ground.
Okay.
Up, down.
Down. Since the sump's not on the ground. So remember the job that we would take an hour, 2 hours. No, I didn't say an hour or 2 hours. I just said tonight. It'd be a bare shell. It's no far off. All that's really left to come off it is the seats, the interior, and the loom. Like, subframe's off. Everything mainly's off. Another night will be fine. That's night one over. We'll see you in a couple of days, and I'll be clean.
Oh, Jesus. Running a bit late. It's bank holiday Monday. Stuart's been here for a couple of hours. Hopefully he's got plenty done on the Clio. I am just waking up, so let's go see how he's getting on.
That is getting the car ready. Engine's out. I can get this top engine mount out now, which will be good. Hopefully he hurries up at one point. Right through, which I don't do on the other cars, but the Cup car does for some reason. Hello, mate.
How you doing?
I'm good, mate. Did a bit of work in the Fiesta.
Stuart, we've got a Clio to build, mate.
I know, but you slipped in, so did a bit of work in the Fiesta. It's good, isn't it? This is a hell of a lot quicker than the Clio. I was like an hour and a half. The Fiesta to build as well. I've got a deadline for this. I can do 2 cars at once, it's fine.
Bank holiday Monday, Stuart.
Welcome back, I know.
So we've came in on our bank holiday because we're so dedicated, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Going to continue on getting this stripped.
Yep.
Stuart, what's your plan, mate?
I'm going to focus on the engine bay, suspension, and everything on the exterior of the car. And then hopefully, what are you going to do?
I'm going to strip the interior.
Keep it
Because it's
away.
easy.
No, it might not be easy.
I'll keep out your way and you keep it my way.
That
so.
half cage might be quite hard to come out. It might be quite tight.
That's a 2-man job.
Yeah, I'll get a hand
Yeah,
of that.
so-
But yeah, hopefully I can get the outside done, get the inside done, and we'll be bare shell by the end of the day.
We didn't check if the horn worked.
There's 3 horns, I'm pretty sure it'll work.
And I said, hey, what a wonderful kind of day.
Nope.
Hey Arnold. I don't know why I've got all these cartoon theme songs stuck in my head. Mate, you thought the world's longest bolt was in the subframe. You should see what's in the roll cage. Also, do you know he was scared that a roll cage held in like 4 bolts? on standard mounting points?
Well, I and no. They're no, the type of load they're under's not really going to snap them. Seatbelts, oh that's fine. I think you're going to have to, I think you've got to rotate it that way.
Right. Right.
Then lift up the bar. That's it. There we go.
I know.
Because once we get that out, we'll then get. Yeah, take that. There we go.
There we go.
Second. Hey.
That was a bit awkward.
Put this out.
Aye.
That's really cool.
We've got the roll cage out, stripping out the interior, but I came here to take the steering wheel off, and I decided to take the steering wheel off with the boss kit as one big bit. But look how someone's routed the airbag wires. They actually go through the hole, wrap round the boss kit, and then come down at the other side. And it's just going to be really awkward. It's so stupid.
That's the front suspension off. Had burst CV boots on the drive shafts, and everything is covered in CV grease. Calipers, pads, disc, all inside the arch, my hands, suspension, burst boots on the tack rod. I think there's burst boots on the steering rack. Burst everything, pretty much. So I'm going to the back now. I'm going to get the back calipers off, back suspension off, back discs off, back stubs off. I'm going to see where the damage is. Hopefully it's just the axle. With the rear discs on the Clios, oh jeez, oh, that handbrake on?
Yes.
That's better. So with the rear discs on these Clios, it is the most amazing setup in the world. The wheel bearing is in the disc, and if you don't torque it properly, it collapses, and that one's alright actually. Also, you have these tiny stepped spacers, which you can't buy anymore. Renault don't make them. Nobody makes them, so we kind of want these camber bolts if we can. That's bent.
Yes.
Bananaed. Still works.
Shame.
That is a shame. Oh well, if anybody's got any H&R coilovers they want some spares for, let us know. Because we
Free,
can
say good home.
Yeah. We took everything we needed from the car until eventually there wasn't much left of it. First of all, we had to clean all the parts from the silver car. Everything was covered with CV grease. And then I wanted to take the gearbox off. What we have here is a JC5 130 gearbox, which is the later incarnation of the JC5 box. And what you have here is the bolt and diff plate. On the earlier 172s, this plate wasn't here with the bolts. There was just a big circlip holding the diff in place. And the circlip at high RPMs just to jump out, and then when it jumped out, the diff would then come loose and it would just grenade itself inside the gearbox. So Renault learned from their mistakes, and on the later 130 boxes, which this is, it has a bolt-in plate instead, which is great news, because I was under the assumption we would have had the older style gearbox, and we've had to have bought the Renfort plate or got a plate made ourselves and basically emulate that plate that's bolted into the diff.
Does that mean potentially this had a gearbox at some point?
It's either had a later gearbox fitted, or when they've had the gearbox apart, they've put this diff in, or maybe the car came with this gearbox.
Meanwhile, I got busy trying to get the car ready for the engine. This meant getting the front bumper off, front core support, We're even dropping the front suspension as we have new coilovers to put in. And finally, the subframe.
And it's white. Ish. There we go. Get easy that gearbox within that here.
Stuart put the gearbox back on the engine and very, very carefully got all of the remaining CV grease cleaned off.
So what I have here, guys, is the subframe and control arms out of the silver Clio and the subframe and control arms out of the black Clio.
One's considerably nicer than the other.
Yeah, somebody's actually painted this one with Hammerite. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better than this one. But the control arms on this are much, much nicer. They're pretty new ones. The only problem is the ball joint boot is split in this one. At some point, somebody's burst it. So we're just going to switch out that ball joint for one of the ball joints on them. Although the control arms on there look fairly old, the ball joints don't look that bad. So we'll just switch one of them out onto this, and then the subframe's good to go back in the car. So all you need is a 17mm. One. It'd be nice if your partner in crime helped, but you know, it's fine. I will struggle. It's fine. There we go. And ball joint out. Now folks, I know I just said 10 seconds ago it was a 17mm. On this subframe it's 18mm. I love French cars.
Renault, man.
Yeah, it's just French.
So it turns out both ball joints are different.
Slightly different design. Different diameter as well. Strange. Very weird. The only problem is we've got a wee bit of play in that. Now you forget that. I know, but if it's slightly out, then it does put the geometry out a wee bit. So it turns out you cannot use this ball joint on this arm. The hole diameters are different, which it physically does line up, but you would never have it perfectly mounted up because of the play. And I really don't fancy having, see them sitting at different geometries. So we're going to change it out for that arm there. It's a bit more weathered looking, but it's still a good arm. It's not bent, it's not cracked, it's not buckled. So we'll switch it out, we can use that ball joint on that arm.
Now that the car was mostly ready, we had to get the engine ready. I was changing the sump gaskets and Ray was repairing the intake manifold that he ruined.
So the other week when we were cleaning the engine, I got a bit overzealous with the cleaner, and you see what it's done to the...
Which is, I'm guessing that's solvent based.
Must be because it just comes off. So I'm going to redo this, mate.
Okay, what colour is that?
Black.
Nice.
Black. For a black car.
Black.
Look at that.
Yes. That's not even prepped well.
No. We'll prep it better.
You.
I'll prep
not
it
doing
better. Okay, you have fun doing that.
You're funding that.
Managed to get all of this off with just the pressure washer and that cleaner, so I'm going to spend a little time rubbing it down now, and then we'll get some primer and paint on it. Stuart, what are you up to, mate?
I've just took the sump off the car because I'm going to do a new sump gasket.
Nice.
So this one had a tiny wee weep from sump gasket. It's a fairly common fault on these, so we'll just change it up and then no more leaks.
Preventative measures, Stuart.
Exactly, preventative measures.
Okay, it's been a little while, but the first coat of primer is on the intake manifold. And it's looking all right. Stuart, how are you getting on, mate?
Great.
That's a lie.
Nah, so on the bottom of the sump on these, there is a gap into the bell housing. I'm guessing it's a wee vent for it. for any dust and stuff to come out, and the bolts fall through that into the bell housing. So I've got to keep taking the sump back off and putting it back on again, and off and on and off and on.
Reynolds. Reynolds, bro.
It's normally we get to the last bolt it falls in. So there's 4 of them, and I get 3 in the dramas, and then the last one falls in. So all 21 bolts back out again, and that's fine. I'll get it this time.
Next up on the list was new spark plugs. Now after Stuart fitted a couple himself, he decided to give me a shot at the torque wrench. Have to admit, this was kind of scary.
Right, Rory, talk it down to 25 millimeters. See how scary that is. Come on. There you go.
Right, okay, it just keeps going.
Now that we're back to the car, we were planning on using the electrics from the silver car, which meant we had to swap the ECUs.
Now on these Renault Clios, they're in a cage and we physically need to burst it open to get to the ECU. So with a little bit of grinding, a little bit of hammering, Stuart eventually managed to get into the ECU so that we could swap it.
So on the gearbox mounts on the Clio, there's captive nuts welded inside the chassis leg. On our car though, one of these captive nuts has came away. I don't know when that has, but what we've got here is a riv nut. What we're going to do is insert that into the chassis leg. We've got the special tool which flares it and it locks it in place, and then that will just replace that captive nut with a riv nut. There's no way of getting into these chassis legs are sealed. So without a riv nut, there's pretty much not much you can do here. It's going to save us. Yeah, going to save us.
And with that, after about, what's that been, Stuart, about a month?
Yes.
We are preparing to put the engine in, mate.
Yeah. This car's not had an engine for about 9 years.
No, Jesus.
So this will be a monumental occasion.
And monumental it was. We started by hanging the engine in position. Then connected the first engine mount. Followed by the gearbox mount. Finally, the subframe and torque mount underneath. Stuart, I need to ask you, mate.
Yep.
Are you no sick of looking at Clio subframes yet?
Yep.
Now that the engine was securely mounted in the engine bay, it was time for Stuart's favourite job: wiring. What do we need to do to fire this thing?
So we've changed the ECU from the silver car onto the black car. So what we need to do now is change the lock, the clocks and the key transponder, so the actual car will recognise the ECU and fire.
And then we can try and start it.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
that?
I'm excited.
Tonight it'll be running.
I'm excited.
It'll be very loud because there's no exhaust on it.
That's fine.
But it'll run.
So to get the clocks, you have to remove the top half of the dashboard. Once that's out, you can remove the 2 screws and the plugs.
Okay, Stuart.
Ready?
Yep. Things are spinning. It cranks.
That's going to start.
Right, let's do what we need to do.
Oh my God!
Oh my goodness! We're going to start it for about 10 seconds.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Right. Wait a minute, I'll get the earphone and I'll get the battery pack. Battery pack on.
Ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Nothing. The battery pack dead?
No, it's green. Oh no, wait. It's now red.
I don't know if I hear fuel priming. So we found another problem with the car. There's no fuel at all.
Yeah.
Tank bone dry.
Stuart, cars need fuel to run, mate.
I know. Who would have
the
thought? Buy a Tesla, don't need fuel. You get that gas in you.
I spelt it. So, although we can hear it priming, it looks like fuel pump is dead. Right, Stuart?
Yeah, it's definitely not putting fuel through the lines. I've unplugged the line from the top of the pump and nothing's coming out it. So we'll quickly chap this off, have a look at the pump. Worst case, we'll swap it with that pump.
Because we know that one works.
Yeah, that definitely works, and we'll see what we've got. So let's get it chapped off. It's quite rusty.
Yeah.
By quite, I mean a lot.
Yeah. To the silver Clio?
Silver Clio.
Okie dokie. Okay, new fuel pump going in. New to us fuel pump.
Yeah. If I could steal a quote from somebody, brand new second hand.
Brand new second hand, that's it.
Take 300.
Covering
We're not going
Stuart,
to crank it, we're just going to turn it on to the fuel pump rings.
covering Stuart and fuel in 3, 2, 1. Are you kidding on?
Can you hear it? Oh!
Yep. Oh, we have fuel?
Yep. Crank it.
That was me again.
Yep.
Going again?
Yep. Oh.
Keep going.
Yep.
Oh. Oh. I'm going again?
Yeah.
Come on. Well, just keep it down.
Yep. Had no doubts.
It runs!
Right. I want to see how easy it starts this time. Just go crank it. As soon as it starts, though, turn it off. Keep with the revs.
Just like that.
Yep, just like that.
Just like that.
Bear in mind, we have no exhaust on it. We have no induction, like with no intake system. We have nothing. It runs. Oh. I started by tidying up the engine bay, getting all the wires into the original locations. We want everything to look as close to OEM as possible.
Meanwhile, I started on the interior. This thing might be full on track car, but we still want it to be a nice place to be, so the carpet is going back in. First off is this piece of foam sound deadening that goes in the driver and passenger footwells, followed by the front piece of carpet and then the rear piece.
At this point, I thought I should probably remind rears of the stack of wires I found in the glove box.
I've slowly been working my way through all the cables in this car. I used the silver car as a reference for the black car because I had no idea where they went. So when I was in the silver car, I found this. This is the handbrake module. Now where it was mounted in the silver car doesn't exist in this car. Stuart, yo, I'm going to have to do DIY, mate.
Oh God.
So in other words, I'm going to drill some holes. Yeah, not ideal.
I started off by drilling out the 2 holes which Renault had very nicely marked out for us. After that, Stuart had the great idea to put rivnuts in, meaning we could maintain a nice clean mounting point.
So interior is coming together nicely. Stuart had the amazing idea to put rivnuts in to hold that handbrake module in, but it's looking better. So I'm sure you're sick of seeing me put interior in. Stuart, how are you getting on, mate?
I'm doing good, mate. I've just been tidying up the engine bay a bit. I've got the cooling system back in, I've got the hoses back in, tidied up some of the wiring, I've got the manifold back in. A couple of things we've still got to do is get this temp gauge hooked up. I'm going to wait till we've got the dash back in, we've got the actual temp gauge in there, we can check it as we're doing it. Apart from that, I think we're ready for coolant.
Sick.
And the rest of the exhaust system to go back on. Like I said, manifold's on, so it's just going to be the cat and the rest of the pipe to go on. And then we can hopefully fire it up and it'll be quite quiet.
Cool.
It's good. It's getting there. It's actually looking pretty clean. I'm actually happy. Headlights and that are back in, and yeah, it's ready for the front bumper to go on. But I'd rather get it up to temp first and then
make sure you can do that.
Yeah. So I've just took off the manifold bolts. Now I'm just going to quickly copper grease them up, and then we can get the rest of the exhaust on. Then fill up the coolant. Well, underneath the car, I thought I should mount the shifter, as it actually bolts in from underneath. It would be a lot easier without an exhaust in the way.
Well, let me know if you want me to hold your shaft.
Oh yeah, definitely hold it.
You got it.
With the shifter now mounted, I could install the carbon trim and the shift knob.
With that done, we started to work on the rest of the exhaust. Right, it looks like it's running good. Can we go turn it off?
Yeah, sure. Stuart, the camera!
With the exhaust fully installed, next on our list was the stop brace. First of all, I drilled out all the mounting holes, and then once again I got to use my favourite new tool, the rivnut gun. So previously when we were stripping the silver car, we noticed there was a lot of CV grease on the driver's side. What we found was a burst CV boot, which has obviously caused the grease to then flow out from the boot and all over the car. Now, not knowing how long this was burst for, we don't know if there's any damage to this CV, so we just replaced that with a brand new shaft for the black car. If all the grease came out of this, the bearing would then start to seize up, break down, and it would probably just fall apart. You'd end up snapping a shaft. Not good, no dive. Very nice. We started with putting the new drive shaft in before connecting the hub, the shock, the track rod end, and then the calipers.
Stuart had given me the task of installing the rear camber plates. This turned out to be pretty easy, and I got them both done in about 30 minutes.
Finished up the front end, and I thought we deserved a little treat to end our night. This car had xenons. It's a 22mm socket to take off the washer. Like, that is absurd. It's a metal 22mm socket. Like, you know, it should be a plastic socket or something. 22mm. That's bigger than the wheel nuts. But why are we taking them off?
Because we've got nice bits to put on.
Oh, have we now?
Yeah.
What have we got like?
Cabron.
Oh, carbon.
Cabron.
I like carbon.
So we're going to build the bumper up with some of the bits.
Yes.
Make it a bit spicy.
It's got to come back off though, because there's more spicy bits to go on.
Yeah.
Spicier bits.
So yeah, we've got these little carbon fog light trims, and we're more doing this just for some gratification,
Yeah.
aren't we?
It's been a lot of work.
Yeah.
Can't see beer, but it's been a lot of work, and it'd be good to get something nice out of it.
Yeah. So we're going to do this and reward ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. It shouldn't take too long.
Then
should
go
it?
home, go to bed.
Yeah.
We got the rear suspension sorted. We installed the adjuster cups and the springs, then we installed the shock absorbers. With that done, we jacked up the rear beam so we could get everything bolted back together. And for the eagle-eyed viewers out there, don't worry, we fixed it.
Next was a job our friend Mark had pointed out to us earlier in the week.
So what I'm doing here is I'm removing this carrier because we put it on the wrong way. So this is actually the near side, and the near side's on to the off side. So they take these off, then we've got new pads, Mintex racing pads. And they're actually the new Mintex racing pads. So it'll be good to test these out and see how they are.
As you can see from last time, we fitted the carriers with this block at the top. As it turns out, it's actually meant to be at the bottom, like this. So thanks for pointing that out.
It was time to install the bucket seats. These are actually the seats from my Fiesta project, but seeing the condition of the original seats, I thought that these might be a better fit. And as usual, they were an absolute pain in the ass.
I would like to say it fitted easily. It didn't.
Now how's it feel sitting on it?
It's lovely. It's actually really good. It's set up for me amazing. For the larger of us, it doesn't fit. I think you're going to be a passenger, princess, in this car.
Yeah.
Anyway, it feels good. I'm in here.
I'm so happy for you.
We definitely need to get some washers on here and tilt the seat up though.
Aye, because
It's definitely sitting like that. Who's going? I will do that. But it's nice.
Stuart, what brake fluid are we using?
Very expensive SRF. Very expensive. So basically the boiling point on this is really, really high. So on track, when you apply the brakes, there's a lot of residual heat that then goes into the pads, into the fluid. With normal kind of brake fluid or other racing fluid, the boiling point of them is quite low. The boiling point on SRF is one of the highest you can get. So you should eliminate brake fluid, or you should at least not get as much brake fluid.
What would happen if you used cheap brake fluid?
You would have brakes for a while, and then once the fluid started to boil, you would then have no brakes. You basically put the foot to the floor, and it would be really spongy, and then it would be none. So what I've done is I've opened up the two back bleed nipples. We're just going to leave it for 5 minutes, or a couple of minutes, just to let the fluid flow through the car and start to zip out from there. Once I've done that, I'll quickly do the fronts, and then we'll start the bleeding process. When you bleed, you start from the furthest away caliper, working your way to the closest. So we'll start with back offside, back near side, front offside, front near side. Think skinny, think skinny. You're in!
Ish.
Hi. I bet you've got to understand how Shaq feels.
No, we wouldn't even fit in a standard Clio though, would it?
You look snug. You have no neck.
I'm trying to get my arse in.
You're in there.
I'm in.
What do you think of it?
It's so comfy.
That is it.
No. It's actually alright. I just see if these weren't here. I think I'd be okay.
Yeah.
But I'm so.
They're meant for your head. They're head supports and head restraints.
Yeah.
Your head's not there.
I don't think I'll be driving this.
I think you'll be driving this. Can you turn the steering wheel? Yeah.
It's no worse than sitting in an MX-5.
Yeah, you own two then.
Yeah. I've had 3 of them.
3 of them.
Yeah.
Spread the floor. One bit. One bit. Oh. Spread the floor. Better. Good foot. One bit. How's it feel?
Like a brake pedal. We have brakes. Now I just need to get back out of this thing.
If it works, it ain't stupid.
With everything done, it was finally time to see if the car would drive.
Right, so car is on the ground again. We're about to move it for the first time.
Are you excited?
I'm buzzing.
Yeah.
I need to get in it first. It's a lot lower now.
But if it'll have the steering wheel's in properly. How's the shifter feel?
Sweets enough.
Like butter.
Like butter.
Right. Pardon the mess in the garage, we are busy. Did they stall it? Get a wee rev. A wee rev, it was okay. Yes. Man. I moved. Buzzing.
First driving the Clio.
I know.
It's pitch black, but the Clio's driving.
It's very dark. And I want to miss all these potholes. Quite a lot of clunking. Oh. Might not be. Might be alignment.
What do you think? Oh.
Wheel hop. Definitely need to tighten up something in the front end.
Okay. But it's driving.
The side.
It's moving under its own power.
It is.
For the first time, really, in what? This is its longest driving, we think about 5 years, right?
No, longer. No.
Longer?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Seems to be running better than that.
Yeah.
No, it seems to be running pretty good now.
Awesome. How was that?
It was really good fun.
Finally.
Couldn't go fast, but
No.
I think we can.
But we knew that's the first. That was the first test drive.
It's his first test drive in like 8 years. 8 years, and all we kept was the shell.
Yeah.
It's a full shell build.
Yeah, every single piece has been replaced.
Every single nut and bolt's off that, apart from fuel lines and fuel tank,
Yeah, but we changed the fuel pump.
and the rear beam. This car's in serious need of an alignment.
And that's because this wheel is pointing an entirely different direction to this wheel.
But we don't have an alignment rack here, so what I'm going to do is eyeball it as best as I can before it gets to our shop for proper alignment. So what I've done first of all is fix the camber. I've loosened off the camber bolt. We've then eyeballed it to as close as we can, up and down, and tightened it back up. As you can see now, the wheel's looking a lot straighter. So what I'm going to do is replicate this onto the other side, then we'll put it back on the ground and make sure everything is right. I quickly knocked out the other side and got the wheel back on. And although there isn't much to see, that will make a massive difference to how the car drives. Next, we got the bumper back off because we have something to spice up the front end.
With the bumper off, I took this opportunity to clean up the dull faded headlights. Using this quick two-step method, I've had some great results in the past. First step is to use the polish with the supplied pads, then clean it off and add the sealant.
And I was working on mounting the front splitter we got with the silver Clio. I removed the standard rubber lip, and luckily the new one uses the original mounting holes. With the splitter mounted, we still had to fit the braces to the front bumper, which required a little bit of modification.
Oh wait!
And then it was just a case of bolting them up.
Although we both really like the silver and red graphics, they don't match our new green parts, so they had to go.
While I removed the graphics, Rue gave the car a quick wipe down before we gave it its final clean-up. And all the black with little green touches is looking mean.
Next, there was a few jobs to finish off the interior, like these carbon trims on the dashboard. Stuart also fitted the shroud for the steering column. Another thing we still really need to do, because it's really annoying me, is paint this spoiler. So I'm going to nip this off quickly and get it ready for painting. I prepped the spoiler using a medium grade sandpaper, followed by a light grade sandpaper. Once this was done, I cleaned the whole spoiler with panel wipe and a clean rag. So, we have some top quality spray paint here, but we're too cheap to actually buy like colour coded spray paint. So, it's just going to be gloss black.
Well, that is BG backwards.
Well, that's what you were saying, Mark. What was the
I
name of it?
believe the colour code for that car is BG, which is black gold.
Right, well, no, it's black gloss. So, gonna give it a shake. This is ready to go. Not going to worry about primer because it's already painted. And I will hit it with this and then some lacquer, and hopefully it'll look alright.
Can't wait.
Seeing as cameraman Mark and Clio purist was so enthusiastic about our paint of choice, it was time to spray. And a couple of coats later, it looked like this. Now we'll hit it with some lacquer and leave it to cure.
So whilst we're waiting the spoiler drying, this is the liberated whiteboard you've probably seen in a previous episode. Now on this we've got the prices for the Clio and the shell. So we paid £400 for the bare shell, which took a lot of work to get up to a decent standard, but also £1,400 for the silver car. That includes our Dartford crossing fees, our fuel, our food, basically everything we spent on that day to go collect the car. So all in, we're only about £1,800 into this car. Luckily enough, all the parts we required to fix this car and build the car came with the silver one. So we're actually not out of pocket for much else. You know, we've done pretty well with this build. But it does go to show that you can buy, fix and sell a car for profit. Fingers crossed, it's not sold yet, but you know, it should be worth £3.5 grand. Even if we take a low ball offer, we still should have £1,000 profit. You know, it's good going. It's a lot of work, but it is good going. While waiting on the spoiler, we've got the door billets glued on properly. These aren't going anywhere. and then we gave the car a full polish.
With the spoiler now dry and looking pretty good for a quick rattle can job, we got it fitted back on the car.
Good old day.
Eight months ago, I took Rory to a lock-up just outside of Glasgow with the promise of a new project, and he was clearly over the moon with my purchase.
Clearly ecstatic about Stuart's new purchase.
Stuart, I can see the ground.
I never could have imagined the journey this Clio would take us on.
We travelled to the other side of the country and back, 22 hours in total, to pick up a well-spec'd write-off.
We met new people, went to new places, and spent many cold and long nights working on our little Clio.
We pulled this shell out of hiding for the first time in 9 years. We got it running and driving, and look at it now.
Well, Stuart, the Clio's done, mate.
She's finally complete.
It's been a long 7 months.
That's been 7 months.
That has been 7 months since the first video was uploaded.
There's no way that's been 7 months.
Absolutely. So,
It's been long. It's been quite a hard process. It was a bit more involved than... Well, we knew it was going to be involved. It's been more involved than we expected. It got put in the back burner for a wee bit. Things are moving on now. But yeah, she's finally done. And she's looking really good.
unfortunately, this is going to be the last video on the Clio. We did plan on taking it to a track day and doing all that awesome stuff, but just with the speed everything is moving here, at the moment we've got the Fiesta, we've got another thing coming hopefully, and we just need to get rid of it.
Yeah, we only have our 1 day a week to really do this, so to then do a track day or do something else, it then cuts away in build time, which is the most important thing for us.
Yeah. So this is going to be for sale in the next couple of days. In fact, it'll probably be for sale by the time this video goes up. So if any of you are interested, there's an email down below.
We'll have a parts list and stuff like that in the description of the video, so you can actually see what's been done to the car. We'll go through a list of all the parts that have been fitted. But
so it is time to say goodbye to the Clio, unfortunately.
I'm going to miss it.
I'm going to miss it too. I hate this car. I hate this car.
You know swore.
And I did nearly swear because that's how I feel about it, but I absolutely hate this car, but I love it. Absolutely love it and hate it. You just love it. I'm looking forward to seeing it disappear. And also going to be sad. Yeah. So anyway, thank you for watching this series, if you have watched the entire series.
It's our longest series.
It's also the first big project to come out of Roots Garage.
It was a very big project. I don't think there's many channels doing full shell swaps and full shell builds.
Not at our level.
No, on their second car.
Yeah.
We kind of jumped the gun a wee bit.
Yeah.
Probably should have left this for like a year or two till we're more comfortable filming and getting the sequence for filming. But yeah, we did it and I think it's worked out well.
Yeah. So if you want to see more builds like this, remember to subscribe.
With Clios.
No more Clios. Subscribe, like, and leave us a comment down below to let us know what you think of the Clio. If you think it's a steaming pile, just let us know. But hopefully,
I like it.
I like it.